everyone, it's Eugene here, and I'm happy to announce that Recon-3D 2.0 is ready to be released. And before I hit that button to make it available to everyone, I want to go through some of the significant changes that you're going to be seeing. And so just so you don't get caught off guard, there are some little things like some workflow changes, menus, and other things that have been moved around. So I'm going to go through just the major items. There's a lot of little details that have been changed and improved, enhancements. And so what I'm going to do is walk you through some of those. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to walk through the interface. Okay, so I'll put that up on screen here. And what I want to show you here is we'll start from the bottom. And at the bottom, you'll see we still have the scan folder. We've got create scan, and we've got a settings page here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the scan folder first. And from here, you'll see that all the scans are listed just like they were before, but at the very top, you'll see that it says scan list, and to the right, you'll have the Wi-Fi symbol, and you also have the cellular symbol. So that means that both of these are available to be used, but the Wi-Fi is shaded, so that's taking priority here. Now, if I were to shut off Wi-Fi and then I come back, you'll see that the Wi-Fi has got a line through it and the cellular is now shaded. That means that that is the active mode for uploading and transferring data. Okay, so I'm going to turn Wi-Fi back on because I do want to use that. So once that kicks in, it'll switch back. Okay, there we go. Now, underneath that, you'll see it says monthly, reset, and booster. So monthly will tell you how many monthly scans you have left. Reset is how many days before it will reset back to 30. And then if you buy additional scans, this is where you will see how many you have. So I have 3 additional scans that are sitting there waiting for me to be used. Great. So it's very clear now at the top, and there's also a search bar. So if you ever want to search for any scans, you can just type in here and type part of the name, and it will list the scans that have whatever part of the description you have in there. Okay, now let's go to just looking at the different scans here. Now, I guess the most important thing here is we have increased the text size a little bit just to make it a little more clear, but in the top right, you'll see that there are 3 dots, okay? There's like a 3-dot menu up here, and this is where we've just moved everything to make it a little bit more clear, and we've got a few things in here. So for example, you'll notice that it says backup raw and backup all, okay? So this is your data, and if you back up the raw data, this is just the data that was collected in order to produce the scan data. If you hit backup all, then anything that's in your scan folder, so the cloud process data, device process data, any text notes, audio notes, whatever, that will all get backed up as well. And you'll also notice that the re-upload is there at the bottom, and there's also this one that says duplicate. Okay, so duplicate now is kind of interesting because if you hit that, you'll see that it says create a copy, and I can just call this just go back up and say this is my copy and go create. And what it did now right here is create a copy of this scan. And by making a copy, it just copies the raw data. It doesn't copy everything else, just the raw data. So I can cloud process this again. I can send it back up to the cloud and process it with different settings. And before that was a little bit of a problem because I had to reset the scan for re-upload. But here you can now do this yourself just by duplicating a scan and then choosing what to do. Okay, great. Now, if we go inside of a scan, so if I pick a scan here like this looks rather familiar. At the bottom, this has been processed on the cloud, so it says View Cloud Model, and then it says Device Process. Also, in the top right, you'll see that we have this 3-dot menu again, and we can do some other things. At the very bottom, you'll see that it says Axon Share, and that's something that is new, so I will go through that in a little bit, but if we view the cloud model, it'll do its usual thing. It does a little rotation thing now on the screen, and you can manipulate this just as before. Okay, great. Now, that's pretty much it for the interface. Everything else is kind of the same, your settings page and everything else. But let's talk about the scanning workflow. And that's kind of an interesting one because there has been a change here. So if I want to start scanning, I want to hit the plus sign, just like that. And now I have a choice. It says, here's your scan name. It defaults to the date, and I can choose a mode, Lidar Fusion or photogrammetry. So I'm going to choose Lidar Fusion and go from here. So you'll notice that I go right to the scanning screen. In the past, or on the current version, you will go to the settings and you have to set some things and then go from there. So for now, you don't have to do that, okay? So now what I can do is I look at the icons that are on the bottom. So the first one here is a little audio speaker. So if I turn that on, what that's going to do is it's going to give me audio alarms. So there'll be a sound when I first start. There will be 3 beeps at 30 seconds to go. There'll be 2 beeps at 20 seconds, and then there will be 1 beep every second from 10 seconds all the way down to 0, and then a final long beep when the scan is over. The hourglass here, I could just start scanning right now and it would go from the 10 minutes all the way down. But if I hit the hourglass, this gives me some options for how much my max scan time is going to be. As you know, we limit the resolution based on the scan time. So if I wanted a scan of a vehicle or something like that, and let's say I just wanted to max out at 1 millimeter. Okay, I want 1 millimeter resolution. That means I have to choose 1 minute. And so what I've done now is hit the 1 minute, and that means that it's set, okay? So it'll start counting down from 1 minute, not from 10 minutes. I have the flashlight or the torch, the same, and then I have a countdown timer. Let's say if I wanted to put my phone on a pole or something like that, I could choose 10 or 15 seconds, and then there would be a countdown. I'm not gonna do that now. So just to give you an idea of how this works, I'm gonna go ahead and click on scan. Okay, so there's a little sound there. And I'm just going to move here and just kill some time. I want you to hear the countdown beeps that are coming down at 30 seconds or so, just to give you an idea of what that looks like. So I'm just kind of moving around. I'm not going to process this scan. I'm just kind of killing a little bit of time. And make sure that your audio is on, and make sure you don't have it on silent or anything like that, because otherwise, you're not going to hear anything. So that's another little tidbit. So there we go. 1, 2, 3 beeps. That was right at 30 seconds. And you'll see that once we get down to 20, we're going to get 2 beeps right now. Okay, great. And we'll go down to 10 seconds and you get some annoying beeps. But if this is up on a pole and it's a little bit further from you, you'll be able to hear it. So there you go. You get all the warnings and such there. Okay. And this will stop on its own. And from here, once it's done, it says, hey, what do you want to do? Okay, do you want to process this on the cloud, or do you want to process this on the device? Okay, so this is the same as before, no major changes here. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to process this on the device, and this goes into the next part about the workflow, and this is different here. So there's some new options that are available. So let me go process on device. So the big change here is for previews when you're in the field and when you're scanning and you're just not sure what you've gotten, okay? So you'll notice that where it says scan mode, if I click, it says Lidar Fusion, but if I click down, it says Lidar Preview, okay? So Lidar Preview is just a faster way of processing and looking at the data. It's not something that you would want as a final product, but it is a way of getting the data faster. So we're doing some things in the background just to kind of speed it up and cut some corners so you don't have to wait so long while you're in the field. The other thing is here, it says depth map quality, okay? So at the bottom, this is a new feature. So if you're processing on the device and you have your depth map quality at high, it'll give you a result that's closer to the cloud processing. However, it will take longer to process on your device. But if I'm just looking to get a preview, well, I'm gonna go to low. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my resolution and I'm going to slide this up, okay? So I'll take this and I'll go to, let's say I go to 15 or 20, because really I'm just interested in what the data looks like kind of roughly if I miss something or whatever. So now when I go save, this is going to go through and process relatively quickly, okay? So that was only a 1 minute scan, so it wasn't that long. And step one is usually the one that has to go through and go through all the frames and stuff like that. However, after this step, it's gonna fly. It'll go really quick because I've got Lidar Preview selected and I also have the depth map quality set to low. And like I said, it's just a preview. It's just gonna help you with understanding if you missed a spot or if you need to go back, and there you go. So you see I already got part of the ground that I was looking at here. Very, very quick to get to a result. Okay, so that's the device processing and some of the settings there. I'm not gonna save this, I'm just gonna delete. Okay, the other one, which I think is really important, is going to be the Axon integration. So let me show you that. If I go to my settings now, it says Axon. Now, for those of you who work at police agencies or you're tied in with evidence.com, you can now log into your evidence.com account and securely upload data directly from Recon-3D, okay? So we're going to do that very quickly. I'm just going to sign in here like that and go ahead. It's going to take me to the evidence.com account, and I'm just going to have to put in my details here. I'm going to continue, and it says I'm signed in. So when I go to my scan folder page, you'll notice at the top right, just beside where it says scan list, I've got the Axon logo. That means that I'm signed into my account. And so if I want to upload some data now, actually you'll see that I've got a couple of the Axon logos on two of these here, but let's upload this one here that we just did. Okay, so I'm going to click on the scan, I'm going to go in here, and now in the three-dot menu in the top right, it says Axon share at the very bottom. I'm going to click on that, and now it says, hey, what do you want to upload to your account? And I've got some stuff here, so I click on these, and I'm just going to call this a test demo, something like that, and I'm going to call this parking lot, like that, and I'm going to go done, and I'm going to go upload. So it's going to compress all the data and put it together as one zip file, and here you go. You'll see that now it is uploading approximately 270 megabytes up to Axon. So once this is done, it will actually show the little logo there, okay? The little in the bottom right, just like these two other scans here. And that means that the data has been uploaded. And if you log into your evidence.com account, you will see those files there. So these are some of the major changes. The workflow change is the big one, okay? So now when you create a new scan, you choose your method or whatever, you go right to scanning. So you scan first, and then you do the settings later, and that's an important one. But yeah, we've made a bunch of changes here. There's a number, the way we upload, there's some processing engine changes, there's some changes that are going to be available in the back end and in the user portal. Too many to mention, and so this is just a summary video, and I hope this is going to get you started. There will be a training certification course coming up. We always have them fairly regularly, and then we're going to get into the details about all the changes, all the new ways, the new workflow, and everything else. So if you are interested, look at the links below. We'll post something there that'll get you to the website. You can pre-register, and once we announce a course, then you can do the full registration. So that's it, folks. In the next few days, I'm going to hit that button and release Recon-3D 2.0. I hope you like what you see. This is all based on user feedback and information that we're getting back from our user base. So I'm happy about it. It's working pretty well, and I hope you're going to enjoy it too. See ya. Bye-bye.